Hello, welcome to Fossil Fridays at the Gateway Science Museum. I'm Tay. Today we're going to be looking at some fossilized shark teeth. Now these three teeth represent the three living species of filter feeding sharks. In this video we're going to look at what a filter feeding shark is and what the species are. Let's dive in. A filter feeder is an animal that strains its food from the water. Filter feeders like these sharks eat very small animals like plankton, shrimp, and other microscopic marine creatures. While these sharks have around 3,000 tiny teeth, they don't use them for eating. Instead, water flows through their mouth, past the teeth, and out their gills. The small organisms are then caught in the mouth and brushed like appendages on their gills, called gill rakers. Other marine filter feeders include manta rays and baleen whales. We're going to start off with a familiar tooth. If you saw the Micromix video, this should look familiar. These are basking shark teeth. Clocking in an average of 26 feet, the second largest shark in the sea. The basking shark's scientific name is Cedorhinus maximus, and these fossilized teeth were found in the Sharktooth Hill micromix, and they're around 15 million years old. This next basking shark fossil is a gill raker from the Netherlands. This 7 million year old fossil collects the shark's food as it swims by. This is called passive feeding. The gill raker's primary job is to filter the small organisms from the water. A basking shark can filter up to 2,000 tons of water an hour. Basking sharks are one of my favorites to talk about, but when it comes to filter feeding sharks, they only get cooler. Let's take a look at our next species. This is the tooth of a megamouth shark. This 20 million year old tooth comes from an extinct species of megamouth called Megamoth applegati. It comes from the Jewett Sands in Kern County, California, close to Sharktooth Hill. If you look closely, there's a tiny cusp. Compare that to this 6 million year old Megamoth paleagos, or the modern species of megamouth, and you will see it's a much smoother tooth with the same general shape. This tooth comes from Chile. The megamouth shark is the smallest filter feeding shark at around 16 feet, and not much is known about it because the shark is rarely seen. It's estimated that the megamouth shark lives as deep as 15,000 feet below the surface. In these deep dark waters, the megamouth's large jaws are thought to be bioluminescent and probably attract microscopic prey so it can easily filter feed. For our last fossil, we're going to take a look at this little guy, which surprisingly not only comes from the biggest living shark in the ocean, but the biggest living fish in the ocean. Now this small tooth comes from the Pungo River Formation in North Carolina. The whale shark, or Rhycodon typus, can grow up to 40 feet long. These gentle giants have a very distinct blue and dark gray body, with a white spotted pattern, a large flat head, and a jaw that can open 5 feet wide. Their jaws may contain around 4,000 teeth, which, like the basking and megamouth shark, are not used for eating. This last tooth is a 50 million year old fossil from North Africa. It belongs to a Paleorhycodon. This species is considered an early relative of the modern whale shark, Rhycodon typus. Thanks for joining me on this Fossil Friday. I want to know what your favorite filter feeding shark is. Personally, mine is the whale shark. Probably because it's the biggest fish in the sea, and I really like the pattern. It's a really cool color with the white spots. And just the fact that such a small tooth belongs to an animal that big is just incredible to me. But we'll see you next week on Fossil Friday. Stay tuned.